I'm gonna keep this upper body workout very short, so very convenient, fit it in, stay consistent. It's that kind of a workout. Now, if I had more time, I would do more sets per muscle group than I was doing today. But we don't always have that kind of time, right? So when you're busy or you're short on energy, but you want to stay consistent, this will be a great go-to for upper body only workouts. The first two exercises for the back and for the chest, I'm going to start on the floor, and these are going to be exercises that are like warm-up. So I call them functional for the back. The renegade row is going to be a very functional exercise. So integrates core, integrates everything, kind of a wake-up call. The second one, I will flip over and I'm going to do a fly. Now, that is a one single joint movement. I don't do those a lot. I do them as a warm-up. A lot of my clients will say, I can't feel my chest muscles ever really fatiguing on a chest press. When you pre-fatigue the muscles in a different way, doing something else first, a lot of times you can get to the point of muscular fatigue on your chest press. Then you're going to see me administer supersets. So we'll start with the renegade row. So I bring in the weights and put both my hands here on the weights. Some can't and feel better doing one arm, move it, and then pass it over to the other side. I'll do it with that one to keep the hand flat. Totally up to you. Here we go. Engage, push back, and it's up, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 5, and 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Just 10 of each. Turning over, coming into that fly. Drawing the shoulder blades back to the mat, elbows flexed, movement from the shoulder. Coming out to the side, and then back in. We'll just do 10 of these, and up, and 3, and up, and 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good, nice. Now, not actually muscle fatigue there, but enough so that now I'm warmed up, I feel the muscles, I'm kind of tuned in. Next, I'm going to do a bent arm pullover. That is for my back as well. So I'm going to use the weights, and because I don't have the exact weight I need, I'm crossing 2 weights over one another, softening the elbows, moving from the shoulder, keeping my lower back on the floor. Exhale to come up. Lowering down nice and easy. And 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, and I'm going to do 2 more, shooting for that range of 8 to 12, so that I'm truly reaching muscle fatigue, not going too high. And right there. So you want to be within 2 reps in reserve. That means you can only do about 2 more. Next, we're going to a chest press. You can stay down on the floor, back flat, or you can also lift your hip up. So just a nice angle, a little more glute, little interaction. My knee can take that, yours probably can too. Bringing this up, your weights, you want to get to 12, no more than that. So if your weight is too light, you'll get to 12 and feel like, no, I could do 5 more. That's not a good weight. Fatiguing between 8 and 12. Right here is the goal for me, so you're kind of in that mid-range, but getting to a little heavier. I'm just coming back into it, so keep that in mind. If you're more advanced, you're used to power, you're used to strength, you could fatigue sooner. Elbows hover off the ground. I'm going to go 1, and then slowly back down. 2, slowly come back down. And 3, and down. You can power up with speed. 4, and then come back down. 5, and down. 6, and come back down nice and slow. You should be about halfway to fatigue at least. 7, and down. And 8, and come down. 9, and down. 10, come down. 11, and I'm going to get this last one, and then down and lowering down. I'm going to do one more set with the bent arm pullover, crossing my weights. Decide if you need the same or a different weight. If you are crossing like me or holding on to a single weight with hands here, you want to make sure both arms are used. So soften, elbows, move from the shoulder. Here's down, we tap that down, we don't set it down. There's 1. Lower, inhale, the lower back stays down, and 2. Inhale here, lower back stays down, and 3. Inhale, and exhale. Inhale, and exhale. Now you should feel like you're at least halfway to muscular fatigue. And exhale. I often will have people say they feel this in the triceps, although you want to make sure you're not flexing and extending at the elbow. Your tricep muscle crosses your shoulder, so it's natural that you do feel a little tricep action, but it is a back exercise. I'm going to do 2 more. If you're at fatigue, please stop. Giving you cues every once in a while. Get off on counting, and that is okay. Good. Bend and bring it down. I'm going to come right back into a chest press again from the floor. Now again, you can stay down, or you could bring that up. And we're going to change the chest press just a little. So the elbows, notice they're not at the side. They're here and should be, protecting the shoulder. There's no advantage, but there is a disadvantage of coming up. So here, we're going to push. And then from here, I'm going to have you do all one side first. And the other side is just holding. This will suddenly make it seem a little more difficult. This is 3, and down. And 4, that weight should come up and over your chest. 5, and come down. And 6, and down. And 7, and 8, 9, and 10, and 2 more, and that second arm is not going to be happy that now it has to exercise. This one hovers off the floor, so we have 1. It's much more difficult when you do it this way. 2, and 3, and 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. And I'm going to bring both arms down. Good. Now, this one may make you a little curious. I'm gonna come up and I'm gonna do a standing, you could also do this seated, bent over row, also for the back. And then we're gonna need to come back down to the floor to do this chest press one more time. So realize there is some up and down, and I'm gonna roll to the side, carefully come up. If you've been lying down and you're coming to a standing position, watch your form as you come up. Now I'm gonna pull back away so you get me to standing, but I want you to notice when you come into a standing position from down, bring your head up, long straight back, don't bend over and round up, push through the legs. Now for that standing bent over row, hinging at the hip, weight goes into the heels of your feet more than the balls of your feet. You hinge by pushing the hip back first and then literally hinging here. So you've got a soft curve in your back. It's an arch, not rounded, but tailbone up. So now our back is protected, it's in neutral. We're gonna take the chin and tuck it in just right here. This is your position. And you wanna make sure you can hold that position, feel good before you actually put weight in your hands. From here, I'm gonna hold on to those weights and reposition all over again. Holding here, and 1. And notice that's with a little speed on the way up. It's called power. And 2. And down. And power can actually incorporate a little bit more energy expenditure, and also it's good for the bone. It sometimes wins or outperforms benefit of bone density compared to simply slow, even with a heavier weight. And lower down. Good. Now I hope you're counting. There we go. So this is number 6. And pull. And then come down. And 7. Slowly lower down. And 8. Again, coming down. And 9. And lower down. And 10. Try and squeeze your shoulder blades together. And up. I'm going to do just one more for good measure. Come up. And then lower down. Good. Now, I'm going to put my weights back to the floor and then bring myself down, back, again for that last chest press. And then we'll do tricep exercises. So coming back down, think about your weight. Do you want to be up on those heels again? We're going to come here, and this time we're going to alternate. So we'll do one with both arms. From here, though, we're going to go up and then come down. There's a 1. And up. And 2. And up. Down. There's 3. Up. And 4. And lift. And press. Keep the hips up. Lift. And up. Nice job. Lift. And up. Come down. Lift up. And up. And down again. And lift. And lift. And lower. Up. And up. Good. Almost there. And those arms again are having to hold when they're not moving, which means it's much more difficult. There's no rest going on. So if you're not feeling your triceps the same way I'm feeling mine, something's wrong. Last one for me. I'm going to bring this down. Weights come to the floor, and you should be experiencing a little cumulative effect. We are now going to work the triceps and the biceps. We're going to go to up to 11 or 12 repetitions in the first set. We're going to rest for 15 seconds, and then we're going to do between 5 and 7 repetitions and rest 5 seconds in between. Keep going until we can't do any more. We can only squeeze out 4 or fewer repetitions, then we're done. So we do a set, we rest only a very short time before we dive back in again, and then barely rest. And that's why there's a cumulative effect. It becomes very intense. So pace yourself. If you're a beginner, I do not recognize or recommend that you do this on a regular basis. And if you're a beginner, brand new beginner, I don't recommend you do this protocol until you've got some more experience. Okay? Fair enough. I'm going to bring the weights up. I'm going to flex here. So we're not on the clock yet. You're just doing slow control and great form. And as soon as we're done, then we'll pay attention to the clock and lift. Inhale here. Exhale. When you're seated, you still want to be sure you're not allowing your lower back to arch or flex and extend. You're just sitting up. There's no pressure going on in the lower back in between repetitions, whether you're down or you're up. You're thinking you've got this giant sledgehammer in your hands and you're going to hit the nail on the head when you come up. Good. Now I'm going to do 2 more. Talking is not cueing, right? Or not counting, but that cueing distracts me from the counting. I'm going to bring them weights down. It's the only time I'm really going to have a lot of time to bring them down. So we're focused here, and I'm going to rest for about 7 more seconds, so a total of 15 seconds. And then we'll come back up, and we almost don't have time to bring it up and down between. Okay, now remember the goal here is between 5 and 7. So it's 1. This is not on the clock, so no speed here, just good form. 2, inhale, and 3. And 4, and 5. And I'm going to stop here, bringing that down, and just kind of watching, and it's barely time to rest, so I'm going to go again. And 5 repetitions, 7 if I could get them, but I doubt if that's going to happen. And 2, and 3, 4, and 5, and that's it. 5-second rule. Hold on right here. And here we go. Okay. So remember, if you could only get 4, can't get 5, you're done. This is feeling like this is my last one. I'm going to get this 4th one, and then it's getting sloppy. So I'm going to call it done. So elbows in. We're going to first do that up to 12 repetitions, 11 or 12, and then we'll rest 15 seconds. Elbows squeeze in here. So 2, and notice when I come up, there is a little more speed. That's called the concentric contraction, and you can do that, but on the way down, you should never be swinging. Should always be let down very slowly. Lower and lift up. Good. If I'm not incorrect, that's 5. Okay. And pull. And I could be wrong. Counting is hard. When you cue, which is the more important work, and up. But if you have the right weight, you should be well over halfway to fatigue. Feeling like, yes, I'll be ready to be done. Good. Elbows staying close to your side. You're giving yourself just a bit of a hug right here. Lower this down. Exhale. Nice work. Good. If you have 2 more in there, you can do them with me. Pull. If you're at muscle fatigue already, just wait for me. I'll be there in a sec. And definitely ready to be done. So, a little break. I'm watching the clock here. 15 seconds, no more than that. You want to give yourself a little bit of a rest, and then you want to come right back into it. Good, we're almost there. 2 seconds, and I'm going to prep again. And here we go. 5 to 7 reps. Elbows in, and slowly down. We're not on the speed. We're not on the clock. We don't want to go any faster than we have complete muscle control, because that's what gets us results. Not momentum, not swinging. I'm going to come up once, maybe twice more. So you can go up to 7. and then rest and recover briefly. It's just 5 seconds and it goes so very fast. And we go again. So it's up. There's a 1 and 2. Try to keep your shoulders and neck relaxed. 3, sit up nice and tall. And 4. Even that set here is getting ugly. Gotta get this 5th one. Okay. And I'm gonna rest. I'm gonna rest for 5 seconds. And here we go. 1, 2, 3. And I'm going to stop. Good. Okay. So if you have more, you're going to continue that because you have to get fatigue for you. So let me tell you what I was experiencing. So, I wasn't in a place you didn't see me say, oh, I can't go any further and just have to put it down. But what I was starting to experience is real, literal soreness in the muscle. And definitely because we're going so rapidly without rest, there is a little lactate building up. So that's where you feel it. As soon as you're done, it goes away. But because we jumped right back in, it's going to come right back to you. So what you're doing here is a little bit more minute tears of the muscle. Whenever we reach muscular fatigue, we're doing exercise, that is what happens. Micro tears to the muscle, and the repair work that happens between the workout you did and the workout you're going to do, that is where you're getting fit. And if we don't have that time in between, we don't get fit. So you would not probably want to do this exact workout again because this is fairly intense. But you could, say maybe next week, do this kind of protocol again for the arms, the biceps and triceps specifically. But that is your workout. So what has to happen now is you do some stretching, you open up, stretch the biceps, you can stretch the triceps. Going for a walk, even though we didn't do the lower body, get your blood pumping, get your circulation moving. So I came into this workout warmed up, having gone for a walk, so should you have, and I'm going to finish with a little movement around the backyard, picking up, doing some light landscaping work right now so that I'm not just stopping cold. You should too. You can save this one. Let me know if it was helpful. Let me know if you have questions. It's the structure that gives you freedom. So if there's an exercise here that you can't do, you can substitute something. We use behind the scenes in all of our programs and membership, and if this, then that formula. So not everybody can do every single exercise. Not every exercise is intended for someone with potentially a special condition, an injury, or just something that's a little bit sore. So we always want to have that default if you're following a workout not designed specifically one-on-one for you. I hope that was helpful. Let me know your questions or comments down below. Realize this is a short, efficient, effective workout for check that box, I got this done. And if you reach muscle fatigue in each one of those, you still have maintained, if not gained, your fitness level. I'll see you on the flip side.